Well, welcome everyone to Love vs. Hate. My name is Anne, and I'm your old-fashioned nerd.
And I'm Emily, your mainstream millennial.
And if you didn't know, Emily and I like to debate and we like to argue about the things in life that we love and hate.
And sometimes we agree.
It's true. Sometimes we do. And today we're going to be talking about, we're going back to, the original, well, I don't know if the original is the right word, but we're going back to our roots. That's a better word, because we're going to be talking about famous nerds and famous millennials that we love, possibly hate. We'll see.
Hate is a strong word.
Hate can be a strong word. But before we get into all of that, I wanted to tell you guys, did you know that this podcast was not the first podcast that I ever did?
Scandalous.
I did a podcast in college. It lasted for about 5 episodes.
Oh, that's cute.
I know, right? And yeah, it did not last very long. But Emily, I want you to try and guess what you think it was about. It was me and a friend, and we would talk. It was a podcast, but it was my best friend, and we had a lot of classes together, and we would sometimes bring our other friends on. What do you think we were talking about?
Well, I feel like you talk about your friends a lot, and you and your friends were all in the same type of creative fields in school. So maybe it was about that kind of artsy fartsy stuff.
That is a very good guess. It was kind of, but the name gives it away. Our podcast was called Vent, with 2 T's. And
oh my gosh.
The whole thing was that we would just vent about our problems. And we would talk about things that were happening to us in class, and we would just vent about anything that happened in our day. We would just vent about it. And it definitely, I don't know if anybody else in the world would have appreciated it because it was literally us just complaining, but it didn't really provide that much value. But I'm really glad though that we did it, just because for us, it's like a memory, it's something we can go back and listen to and just be like, wow, how stupid were we?
Yeah.
And there was one episode where we had a couple of our friends on, and it's a memory. It's something that was captured that we can look back on. But yeah, it, like I said, it was about 5 episodes. And then it got to the point where we were like, yeah, we're just complaining. And this is we kind of knew that it wasn't going to be anything that would sustain itself or last long term. It just wasn't. It wasn't a conversation that we were wanting to continuously have all the time. But yeah, technically you could go listen to it. It's still online. You could try and find it. But
Anne was ahead of the podcast game before everybody got on it.
Yeah. Yep. We 5
Trailblazer
whole episodes. Honestly, I kind of forgot about it, but I consider this my first podcast. I consider Love vs. Hate, because this is this is dedication. We're actually we're doing this.
We're 64 episodes in.
Yeah, we're in deep, and I love it, and I'm so excited about it.
Yay! Well, that's exciting.
Yeah,
Vent, everyone. Go find it on the internet. I dare you.
Good luck. You probably won't. And I'm not going to tell you how to find it because it's embarrassing. But it does exist.
If anybody can find it, you should definitely send us a DM.
Yeah, let us know if you find it. Yeah. Let me know what you think about, oh man, how old would I have been? Probably 21 maybe. Let me know what you think of 21 Anne.
Yeah, let us know if her problems are really worth venting about.
Yeah, they're probably not. I guarantee you they're not. 100% they're not. But anyway, so that's just some fun history for you.
Ugh, love history, said me never.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, don't lie to our listeners.
No, but
Emily.
that was a good story. I'm glad you let us all in on your little secret, your little past.
I know.
Past podcast.
I know. Now you know.
Yeah. Well, Anne, do you want to kick us off with your favorite nerds?
Yes,
and
always.
People you hate or maybe don't hate?
Okay, well, I have 2 people that I want to talk about. I mean, I have a whole slew of people, but for this episode, I'll just limit it to 2.
Because we all know how Anne loves to talk.
I do. Yeah. There's a reason why I'm a podcaster. So the first person I want to talk about is Rebecca Sugar. Have you ever heard the name?
Sugar. No.
It's funny, though, that you sing because she is a musician and she writes songs.
I knew that.
Yeah, you know you didn't. Emily, what did I just say about lying to our listeners?
I don't know. I wasn't listening. I was too busy thinking of lies. Just kidding.
Well, anyway, Rebecca Sugar, she is most well known for the creator of Steven Universe.
Is that the one with the dog or the cat or the backpack boy?
Yes. Yes, it does have the backpack boy, maybe.
Is it a unicorn backpack?
I am on this edge of my seat. No, it's not a unicorn backpack. It's a food item.
It's the taco.
Cheeseburger backpack. Oh. Cheeseburger backpack.
No,
cheeseburger.
I don't remember that.
Okay, well.
Is it a dog that he has?
No, he has a lion.
Oh.
Emily, I appreciate your effort. Your effort is stellar.
Oh, he saved a princess, though.
Okay, stop.
Right?
No, okay, you're not even, no.
Didn't he?
You're thinking of Adventure Time.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm thinking
That's what you're thinking of. Which Rebecca Sugar wrote for Adventure Time. That's kind of where she got started.
I knew that. That's why I said that.
Oh, okay. I can't tell.
Sometimes I feel like I'm Ken Jeong because he says these crazy things that he pretends that he knows, but he actually doesn't. Like what I'm doing right now. I had no idea that she was a part of that either.
Well, yeah, that's where I think her career, I mean, her career started before that, obviously, but like Adventure Time was kind of when she sort of made her mark. And it was after Adventure Time that she got to start her and create her own show. And so she created Steven Universe, which is one of my favorite shows of all time. It's so adorable. I highly recommend. If you are a nerd listening and you haven't seen Steven Universe, go watch it. If you like Adventure Time, I guarantee you'll love it. It's really, really good.
Have I seen Steven Universe?
And I haven't shown anything of it to you yet.
I think what I'm thinking of is Wayne's World.
That's not even animated.
I know. That's why I'm confused.
What? People, how do I help Emily? How do I help her? I don't know how. Yeah, no. Adventure Time. I have shown that you have seen Adventure Time. That was one.
Is that a dog or a cat?
It is a dog. Yes.
Okay, I knew it.
Jake
everyone,
the dog.
I knew it.
Jake the dog.
And he's wearing a backpack, right?
Yeah, green backpack. Yeah.
I told you guys. I remembered something.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Rebecca Sugar.
Yeah, so she's just a phenomenal person. I just really like how she, like, because Steven Universe deals with a lot of sort of social and mental issues that, like, an adolescent is going through. And so I really like that she brings it to light in such a beautiful way. And she doesn't shy away from it. Like, she really embraces it. And it's just a really, really positive show. And it just teaches you a lot of positive lessons. And it's just really, really good. And I think, like Rebecca Sugar too, she's a beautiful musician. And like, I love her music. Her songs are all just really good. And she's just a cool person. Like I love her too, because she's very authentic. She doesn't like, she, like, if you watch her, I've watched her in a lot of interviews, and like, she's kind of a little shy, but like that doesn't stop her from doing like the things that she loves and being able to express herself. And I just really appreciate that. And I just appreciate that she's like willing to go out and like, create something that's really beautiful, even if there's other people who don't like it, because there are people who don't particularly like Steven Universe, and that's okay if you don't. I just really love it, and I just really love her work, and I encourage you to watch it and decide for yourself, but it's amazing. Trust me, you'll love it, especially if you're a nerd. If you're a millennial, up in the air.
Okay. I guess I'll just have to watch it one day and tell you what I think.
Yeah, I will make you watch it at some point here, probably.
Oh, no. Cheeseburger backpack.
Cheeseburger backpack.
Was that right?
Yeah.
That's what he says?
Yeah, but I said that earlier in the episode.
I know. I was trying to remember. I remembered it right.
You did remember it right.
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm gonna tell you about one of mine.
Yeah, yep, your turn.
Okay. My guy is Jonathan Groff. Oh, yeah. I think Anne and I have had this conversation before, and we kind of think that he is like the perfect hybrid of a nerd and a millennial.
100%.
Because he's in Hamilton, which
yeah.
If you didn't know, Anne was obsessed or is obsessed with Hamilton.
Oh, yeah, forever.
But then he's also in Glee.
He's also
in Frozen.
Yeah.
And like, he is just living his best life. Like, he is in all these star-studded movies and musicals that everyone loves. yet he can just ride his bike through New York City and nobody even knows who the heck he is. He looks like the most average person in America.
Yeah, but yet he's super funny. He's really engaging. Like, and also like as King George, he was King George in Hamilton. He does a phenomenal job. He's a very talented singer. Like, he's just awesome. I love Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, he's a great actor, amazing singer. Love him on Glee. He's like the bad boy on Glee.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Glee, and that's definitely a millennial thing, and I'm just not. I'm sorry, people. I've never watched it.
It's like it's a show choir thing. Like, if you were in show choir, you get it. But yeah, I actually had to look up a millennial because everyone is always arguing about what is a millennial. Who are millennials? Like, what is the years? And I looked it up for you. Because I know I'm a millennial. Even people say that I'm like Gen Z or whatever. Is that the one that's right after millennial?
Mm-hmm.
But let me say the facts, people. If you are a millennial, that means that you're born between 1981 to 1997.
Are you positive?
I'm positive. I checked multiple sources on Google.
Okay. I
So
believe
there.
you.
So there.
So you like, well, I wouldn't say just squeezed in, but what, you're 94?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Gucci.
Okay. Well, technically, I'm also a millennial, but I'm way more of a nerd than a millennial.
Yeah.
So.
I'm way more mainstream.
Yeah, I am not. I am as far from mainstream as you. Well, no, I'll take that back. There's other people who are further from mainstream than me.
That's true.
Like, yeah. But anyway.
She's learning. I'm teaching.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm teaching you to be a better nerd. So it's mutual.
That's what the podcast is all about.
Yes. We are breaking boundaries.
Breaking boundaries, one episode at a time. That's our new tagline.
Ooh,
guys.
I like that.
Ooh, kill him.
What?
That's our other tagline.
Okay. But anyway, Jonathan Groff, yes. I think he's a very good bridge between the two because he definitely had, like, if you watch interviews with him and stuff, like, he's kind of got that, like, he loves history and he's kind of got that, like, bit of nerd in him.
Mm-hmm.
And yet also he's definitely a millennial and has, like, he's just the perfect hybrid.
Love him.
Okay, so my next person I'm super excited to talk about. His name is Matthew Mercer.
Matthew McConaughey, I know.
No.
Okay. Nope, done on him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He is very well known for being a voice actor. He does a lot of like video games. He also does anime. But he is probably best well known for being the dungeon master of Critical Role, which I have told you about. And you're giving me a blank stare.
And I know what Critical Role is. They just play D&D.
Yes, and it's arguably probably the largest D&D streaming podcast. Yeah, like they podcast, like it's kind of all platforms. I know that there are D&D campaigns that have gone on longer, like Acquisitions Incorporated, and they're also a pretty well-known one and pretty big, but I really don't think there's anyone necessarily who has higher viewership than Critical Role. Anyway, Critical Role is just phenomenal. It's just a beautiful story. The actors get so invested into it, and it's just so fun to like because you get invested too. Like the way they bring their characters to life, it's just so good, and it's just so like exciting, and it's just adorable, and I just love everything about it. And Matt Mercer is arguably one of the best DMs on the planet. Like he's just so good. He's been playing for decades, and because he plays with 7 players. That's how many people are on Critical Role and like players, and he's able to like manage and create like a really good game, and it helps that all of the players are also really good, and like they all have a really good chemistry and they know how to like play well together. But Matt Mercer is just like the total nerd, and he's extremely smart, and he's hilarious, and he's a phenomenal storyteller, and like he gets so into the different characters that he makes too, and like because he's a voice actor, he's able to bring all these different voices, and he's just so descriptive. Like when he is describing the world, like he puts you in that world, and he's just an amazing nerd. And I love him, and I love Critical Role and all that they're doing. So I had to talk about him on the podcast because he's just a phenomenal nerd.
Is that all he does is that his job is Critical Role?
Honestly, it kind of, but I mean, he voice acts as well. He's still voice acts, and that's where they like all everyone on Critical Role is voice actors, and actors in general, and so that's how they all like kind of met and knew each other, was because they were in that world. You know, they all live like in LA and work in LA and stuff like that, so they're all actors, and that's where he got started. And then but he's been playing D&D for his whole life, and then he kind of got basically like a game together with some friends, and like it's kind of funny because they didn't all necessarily know each other when they first met. Like they were just kind of like, oh, I have a friend that I'm bringing, oh, this is my wife, you know, and like they just kind of got together as a group, and they played one game, and they all just were like hooked immediately, and they were like, we've got something here that's special. And they played, I think, for like 2 years before they started streaming. Because when they started, they were already pretty deep into the campaign, for the first campaign anyway. So, so it's just kind of like they just became really close friends, and then Critical Role took off, and they've been doing it for years now, and it's phenomenal. And if you are a D&D fan and you've never heard of Critical Role, I recommend checking it out. It's phenomenal. And it's so good.
Yes, and with the plugs tonight.
That's the thing about nerds. Nerds know like how to get you plugged into other nerd stuff. Like you get a nerd and another nerd in a room and they've never met, they're complete strangers, and you're like, hey, you know, have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? And it's like, oh yeah, I love that show. Immediate connection. And they just like, now you're like, oh, well, you should check out this and you'll love it. And you believe them because they're a nerd and they get it. Like all the time I like meet random people who are nerds like me, and they'll recommend something and I'm like, oh, I've heard that's good. I need to check that out. And then I check it out and I love it. You're guaranteed to get good stuff from nerds, usually. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say guaranteed. That's a strong word, but you know.
Yeah, most times you can rely on the other nerds.
Yeah. Your
fellow nerds.
So what do you think of Matt Mercer, Emily? You think you'd ever watch Critical Role?
I mean, I do. I think I would. But only if, like, you were there. I don't think I would go out of my way to watch myself.
And the thing is, I think you would really enjoy it. There's one downside, and I'll pre-warn everybody.
It's like 3 hours long.
Yeah. There are episodes that are like 4 or 5 hours, too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
No.
And there's a lot.
Do they actually expect people to watch that?
Yes. And it's amazing.
That is crazy. How the heck long do you think he spends, like, prepping?
Yeah, he's talked about that. Usually, how like an hour of game is an hour of prep. So he probably spends between 4 to 5 hours prepping. I believe that's what he's said in the past.
Do their episodes come out weekly or?
Yeah, usually. And although with COVID, I know things have been changing, and like sometimes, you know, they'll make an announcement and like, you know, real life gets in the way and they have to pause for a week or something. But yeah, they're pretty much weekly. And I don't know how much help he has now, because I know originally like it was all him, like Matt Mercer did everything. But now that they're bigger, I know they have a team, and I know they have like producers and like they have a team. So I'm sure he gets help with some of it.
Assistant, could you do my DMing roles for me? I don't know the lingo.
Good try. But yeah, no, it's a very, very good show, and I do think you would like it. The only downside, like I said, is it because it's so long. I think you would definitely get bored of it. But like, if we could find little snippets and watch just little pieces, you would like it.
Yeah,
I think D&D could bridge us, Emily. I think the episode we did with Quincy proved it.
Yeah, it was fun. I gotta give you that. Kudos to you, Quincy. Okay, well, I feel like Anne is so much more passionate about the people she loves, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I like this person because I liked this movie they were in. Yay. But because I don't really know that much about them.
Who is it?
You do. So the other person that I want to talk about as millennials I love is Lana Condor.
No idea who that is.
She is the actress who plays in To All the Boys I Love Before. Okay. She's just so cute. She's like the sweetest little person I've ever seen. She's not a little person, but
that was in my head, and I was literally contemplating. Do I say
saw
something
it in your head.
Out loud?
I saw it in your head, in your face. But yeah, she's just like so cute and sweet. And I follow her on Instagram. I'm all about people's stories, their Instagram stories. One time she was making soup and like bone broth or something because she was sick, and she took us on the whole I don't know why I'm obsessed with watching people making food all day on their Instagram. Like Jenna Fisher making bread, I'm there. Lana Condor making soup, sign me up. And now she sings now too. And I'm like, yes, Lana, go Lana. I don't really like that name, but like, I like you.
Wow.
She's just cute and nice. I can just tell.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that. I mean, that's a large reason why I like Rebecca Sugar. Like, she's just this sweet, really, like, just adorable person. So I think that's totally legitimate grounds or merit to stand on to like a person is just because they're cute. I don't know. Was that weird? I feel like that was a weird statement to make. I apologize. Nobody used that as like a way to incriminate against me. I was trying to be positive. But anyway. Okay. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Okay. As soon as you said the name, I was like, I wonder if she's the actress from To All the Boys I've Loved.
Oh, yeah. That's the first name I wrote down. And then I was going to write Noah Centineo because he plays Peter Kavinsky.
Oh.
But then I was like, I can't do the whole cast.
Yeah. We can move on.
Kitty, though, she's cute too. But I don't think she's a millennial. She might be a Gen Z.
Oh, yeah,
the little
maybe.
sister.
When did that movie come out?
Like a couple years ago.
Okay,
so we've talked enough about people we love. Let's talk about the people we hate.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Honestly, hate is a strong word. I would say in general, I think a lot of nerds that people would follow and other people would really like is people who are streamers like Ninja or PewDiePie. And I've never been a fan of those kinds of nerds. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I can relate because the people who everyone just loves and fans over, I just don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like Beyonce and Kate Middleton, no offense to them, but I just don't understand the hype.
Yeah, like you get to a certain level of like fame in the nerd or millennial and you just kind of like, I don't know. I don't understand why people are so obsessed.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand why every time I go to the grocery store, why is Kate Middleton on every single magazine cover? She's not even living in our country anymore.
I know.
Why do we care about her so much?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. Because, yeah, there's like I think like PewDiePie, everyone knows not only like, I mean, he is the most watched YouTuber on YouTube. And I just never understood. Like, I've seen like maybe 2 of his videos and I'm just like, I don't know. It's just not for me. I just don't get it. He's not, I don't know.
I
he's
still
a
don't
nerd,
even know what he does. I just know that he's the most watched and he's always on the YouTube Rewind videos.
Yeah, he basically does like video. He's a streamer. Like he plays video games. I mean, he does a bunch of stuff now, but that's where he got started and that's what he's known for. Is he plays video games and he like comments, as he's playing. And like the couple of clips I've watched, I'm like, yeah, he's funny, but I don't know. It's just like, it's not my thing. It's just I've never been. I have a friend who Ghost of Mozart, shout out to you, he was on a previous episode of ours. He streams and like I'll watch his streams because I know him and like I like engaging with him and watching his streams because I know him. And so like he's literally the only streamer I watch because like every other streamer, every famous streamer, I don't know, it's a big nerd thing that I don't nerd over. I'm an old-fashioned nerd, people. That's like a mainstream nerd thing. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I can relate like to people why they like PewDiePie or Ninja or whatever, because once you watch them enough, it feels like you know them. Yeah,
exactly. And I totally I understand watching people play video games. Like I completely understand that appeal 100%. And like I do enjoy, I enjoy watching my friend play video games. Like I totally get that. But it's just the big, really famous people. I just,
You're overrated.
They're overrated. They're just not my thing.
You don't need my support.
Yeah. I need to support people. Matt Mercer and Rebecca Sugar are very well known, but they're well known in smaller circles and like old,
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I would much rather support them because they're like, they have a big circle, but, it's not like PewDiePie or Ninja circles.
Yeah.
What about you, Emily?
One that might surprise you is okay, I don't hate this person. I just I think that they're overrated, and I think that she can be annoying at sometimes.
Ooh, a she.
Yeah. And her name is Kylie Jenner.
Ooh, what?
Snap. Okay, this came about because
It's because she's not a Kardashian.
of a recent video that she posted on her YouTube channel.
Okay.
And it was called What's in My Bag?
Okay.
And I was like, I want to know what's in Kylie's bag. No, I don't know why I clicked it. I clicked it though. And she's like, hey guys, I wanted to show you what's in my bag. This is my Dolce & Gabbana, whatever the heck, $20,000 purse. She didn't say that, but basically she had an expensive purse. And then she was like, let's see what's in it. Oh, this is my new facial scrub from my new line. Oh, here's my liquid lipstick. Oh, this is my other lipstick from my other line. Oh, this is my sister's perfume. You can buy it here. Oh, this is my other sister's other line. You can get it there. Oh, look, 7 more of my liquid lipsticks. And it was literally just an ad for her and her sister.
That's the stupidest thing
And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Gosh, I turned that off as soon as you said $20,000 bag.
And I'm pretty sure that it was right when the fires in California started getting really popular in the news again. And everyone in the comments were like, why did you post this video when there are fires happening? And you're just like, oh, everyone probably wants to know right now what's inside my bag.
And it's literally just all products that you want people to buy.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just over the top, you know?
I mean, I think all of the Kardashians. Kardashians. I kept wanting to say Kardashian, like in Star Trek.
Oh, yeah, no.
Kardashians and Jenners are all overrated, but I am surprised to hear you say that one is. That makes,
yeah, guys.
I have hope, people. There's hope.
Still love them, but and if we didn't already talk about this, it's really sad because there's only going to be one more season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So sad.
Yeah, I will not shed a single tear over that.
When they posted about that on their Instagrams, though, it was like a person had died. They're like, it is with great sadness that we have to announce. And I was like, oh my gosh, who died? And they're like, that this will be our last season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, yeah.
What are they going to do with their lives? Honestly, I really don't think it's going to end. It might end the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but then they're just going to start some new YouTube thing or some new, they're not going to leave, I don't know.
They're not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
There's been a lot of rumors of Kris Jenner joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or whatever. I never saw the show, but I don't know. Could see her on there.
I just will never for the life of me understand reality TV like that. It's just not, I just don't find any entertainment in it.
It's a guilty pleasure of mine.
I know. That's the biggest divide between us, Emily, that will never bridge. Will never be bridged.
You watch nerds playing games in real time or whatever.
Yeah, but it's not their lives.
Yeah, but it is what they're choosing to do in their real lives.
Yeah, you could say that about anything.
Ooh. Guess what?
What?
I have another one for millennials I hate.
Tell me.
The McElroys.
The McElroys. To be fair, only one of them I would believe is a millennial, so you can't even count them.
Really?
I think so. Actually, I don't know. I'm going to look it up now.
I would assume that they're all millennials. You think they're born in the 70s? Maybe one of them might be born in 79 or 80.
Boom! Justin was born in 1980. Ha! Okay, 2 of them are millennials.
Boom! I told you.
Still, though, Emily, that hurts me inside.
I'm sorry.
They are I would have quoted them as some of my favorite nerds, but we've already talked about them. And I would do a whole episode just on the McElroys alone, but
I've already been through enough.
Emily, why do you torture me? They're literally like arguably one of the best groups of nerds on the planet. I don't know. They're amazing. That's all I have to say. They're just phenomenal and I love them. They make me laugh so much. They are hilarious.
But I just had to say it.
Okay, to be fair, we watched a video of theirs and you said it was funny. It was a Monster Factory.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Monster Factory.
Yeah, it was when they played The Sims, remember? And you were like, okay, this is actually funny.
Yeah, that one was funny because I wasn't actually looking at them for very much of the time.
I'm rolling my eyes. The McElroys are phenomenal. I highly recommend to all the nerds out there listening to my Bim Bam, listen to The Adventure Zone, listen to the Empty Bowl, they literally have a million podcasts. Just listen
to anything other than us,
Sawbones,
and then you'll be good.
Sawbones is good. I love Sawbones. That's not really the McElroy brothers. That's Sydney and Justin, but whatever. I'm moving on. Okay,
and then watch To All the Boys I Loved Before and the second one. And then I can't remember the other person I said. Oh, watch Frozen and watch Glee. And you don't have to watch Hamilton.
Or just
you can
listen.
skip
No,
that.
I was just going to say, or just watch Hamilton and be done with it. But
you can just watch his one song.
He has, well, I guess, I mean, he has song. Like two, well, he's in.
We're talking about Jonathan Groff for anybody who forgot who we were talking about.
He has like two songs, but I think he has like, I think 3 or 4 appearances. I don't know. I forget, but he's worth it. So anyway, Emily, how do people, if they can't get enough of us, how do they find more of us?
We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we have YouTube where you can find some bonus content and have a blast. And you can find us all Love versus Hate podcast. Versus is VS, if you didn't know.
Yeah. And if you guys want, you can also email us at lovevshatepodcast@gmail.com to let us know if you have feedback, if you have an idea for an episode, if you have your own opinions on millennials and nerds that you love that we didn't talk about. You can let us know. We encourage it.
Yeah, like if you really love Kylie Jenner and you want to let me know, just like send me an email with like an article or like maybe a paper that you wrote with citations.
Hey, if you know, maybe. Who knows?
Okay, Anne, what is your life lesson?
I think for me, my life lesson would be take some time to actually think about who do you follow? Who do you like to watch? Who do you like to listen to? What podcasts or what shows or, you know, who on YouTube? Like, take a moment to really think about people that you enjoy, like, following and kind of ask yourself, like, why do you like their content? Why do you like following them? And let them be an inspiration to you. You know, maybe it's their sense of humor, or maybe it's their knowledge or their expertise or whatever it might be. And I would just encourage you all to let that be some inspiration for whatever you want to do as well. Like maybe you want to get into woodworking and you follow a woodworker, or, you know, like just let that be inspiration for you and really just like take the time to think about it. Because I think sometimes you don't always think about it. I don't know. I don't. And I enjoyed thinking about it.
No.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I just thought it was funny that you're like, maybe you're a woodworker.
I have no idea where that came from. That came out of left field. But who knows, you know? People are woodworkers.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers out there
yeah.
that you don't know about. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And I think my life lesson would be kind of what Anne was talking about how if she gets together with another nerd and they start talking nerd, like there will be no end. And they can just, you know, really get into their nerd loves and find out all this different stuff. And I feel like I don't do that very much with like millennial people because there's just so much stuff. And like maybe you're afraid to, or you're embarrassed to talk about something that you love, but don't be embarrassed because maybe they love it too.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Bam.
We did some good life lessons this episode.
Yes. And I also just wanted to say again that we don't hate these people that we were talking about.
Yeah, hate is a strong word.
Yeah.
But, you know, they're just not, other people love them and it's just not for us. And that's fine.
So let us know on our social, what are some of your favorite millennials and nerds that you love and dislike?
Yeah, dislike. We'll go with that.